Hey guys, it is Duke, and welcome back to another episode of Better Than Adventure. I'm having a great day, and I hope you are as well. It has been a minute since we've been on here, and everything seems a bit different because I've still been playing Minecraft, but I've not been doing a very good job at getting around to making any videos lately. So as a result, things seem a little different, and I'm gonna have to readjust because when you go without something like this that was brand new to me in episode 1 for like 2 months now since I've been on, it definitely feels a little bit different. I mean, look at this. It is so gray, and I have it currently set to far render distance. But isn't there something charming about that? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But I do apologize for the lack of videos lately. It is more come down to just pure laziness, to be totally honest. Thought I should just get right out there and say that. Because I do understand that it was all on me, and I had the opportunity to keep producing videos, and I didn't. Whoops. Welcome to Dukester Games. If you're new around here, that might come as a surprise, but it shouldn't. Well, I try to stay on top of things, but, you know, occasionally they do float away from me. Something in the last episode that floated away from me, something I wasn't able to figure out, was how on earth am I going to keep healing myself? Because there were pigs, and we did kill a couple, but I thought it was like normal Minecraft generation for animals. I totally forgot that it used to be different. That these guys will just continuously spawn once they're dead. I don't know why I was thinking, you know, oh, we're gonna have to go super far away and reclaim pigs if need be. No. They'll come around. Oh, so will this guy. So will this guy. Oh, my sword is broken. The axe is gonna have to do it. I cannot run. Oh! Alright. That actually feels pretty good. Got some sulfur now. Excellent. Great job. I definitely thought we were a dead man right there. That's okay. But, you notice, I'm at 5 hearts, and even though pigs are now readily available, unlike what I thought they were, there was one thing at the end of last episode that I could not figure out for the life of me. And that was how on earth to get seeds. You'll see I have 4 wheat seeds in my inventory, and for whatever reason I never tried the idea of just hitting grass with a hoe. And it's not 100% of the time, but it's a whole lot better than 0% of the time that I was getting when I was punching these with my fist. Now, of course, in modern Minecraft, you can just come along and hit anything you want with your fist, any little piece of grass, and you have a percentage chance to retrieve seeds. Not in this, and I don't recall if that was just Minecraft beta, or if that's Better Than Adventure altogether, but either way, we now have 10 wheat seeds, and I am able to begin a farm. So I think for the sake of today's episode, we're just gonna simply outfit this with a couple pieces of farmland, and as a result, we will have... What did those... Did I miss those, or... Either way, we're gonna have a couple pieces of farmland here, get ourselves some bread cooked up, and we will no longer be worrying about constant survival. It is something I do enjoy, is this early game aspect of Minecraft, when you really have to worry about where your next meal is coming from. You know, just a little bit of extra steps into things. Hello, piggy. But we can save that for another series that we are starting up soon that will take place in a similar version of Minecraft and put a lot more emphasis on the survival aspect of the game. If you're not at all familiar with what I'm talking about, stay tuned. But for those of you who are more familiar with this era of Minecraft, I'm sure you can figure out kind of what I'm getting at. So I think that's something we have in store. But I think for today's episode, I'd like to explore around these neighboring islands a little bit, maybe just kind of see what is around, and eventually start to set up a little bit of a home right here, because I think we do have a nice little hill, and it's pretty easy to defend. Still got some nice little views and some overall interesting generation here that I think, for now, this is a decent spot for a initial starter base. So it might be a little bit dark in here, as is the, the era of Minecraft we're playing here, but I was looking at adjusting the video settings a little bit earlier, and of course when you look down at gamma, so we can see just an overall brightness of the area. I have it set at 100, which I feel like for playing is pretty typical, and I think it gives a good amount of contrast when you're just looking about your base and such. But I do understand that might be a little bit difficult to see on YouTube. Now, I could turn this all the way up to 200%, but it just kind of grays everything out, and I feel like it's just kind of hard to look at. It takes away a lot of the beauty of the colors in the game. Too muted, in my opinion, and I'm sure it's a lot easier to see. There's also another option, which is taking this all the way down to 0, and this is like a horror game. It's actually even better right now because the sun is going down, but I think so, at least. But look at this. Doesn't it feel like some sort of ritual is about to go on here? I don't know. There's something to seeing old Minecraft with kind of this dark view like this is just... Ooh, it's spooky. It's exciting. But I am recording this after Halloween, so we kind of missed the time on this to actually get it to work. So I'm going to set this back up to 100%, which is where we're at initially. Allow us to see inside the base. See, now it doesn't look that bad. Now it looks like it's plenty bright. Thought I'd bring everyone back for this. We have a couple bits of iron all smelted up. So that is, of course, our first bits of iron in this series. It is something that, you know, is obviously a big milestone in this aspect of the game. But I think rather than just rushing to diamonds right now, I do want to just kind of enjoy our time. So I think we're still going to go with today's plan of kind of touring around and starting a base. But rather than going too far and getting too geared out, I think we're just going to take it easy and have a good time here. So I have seemingly bumped into a bit of a swamp here, and this definitely appears that way. I didn't actually know these were in this mod. It's really interesting though, because I think that's some mud, and then I don't know if these lily pads or whatever they are able to be dropped, and I'm probably just destroying a bunch of things I can't ever get back. Whoops. But this wood does seem to be different. It's not like a normal Minecraft swamp where you just have oak trees with some vines hanging down. I legitimately do think these are separate trees, and I would like to take a sample here. Sure, we'll just grab this guy. Alright, the wood is green on the inside. This is certainly something different. I actually really like this. Alright, let's grab all this. So mossy oak log is going to give us green wooden planks like we originally found out earlier today. Wow, I think that's an interesting color. Like minty. Which is interesting because it's a swamp, and I don't think I typically would put swamps and mint together, but that... Hold on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's an oak sapling. Wait a minute. No, tell me these are renewable. Oh, that'd be such a shame if not. What about the dirt, at least? Can I get some mud? Can. Seemingly cannot do anything with it. Can hoe it. Wait. Wait. Is this like some sort of S-tier farmland? Is that... Oh, it was probably watered by that, right? Wait. Are these just all wet? Look. There's a difference here, evidently. Can I break this? Hold on. This farmland? No chance. No chance. Are we about to build the greatest manual farm of all time? I try to be caring about the environment in real life, but when it comes to Minecraft, guys... I mean, unlimited mud. Sounds like a dub to me. Alright, so somehow we reached the Farlands. This is some quite different generation than... Why did that chicken just spawn in the water? This is quite some different generation than we do have at our current home. And we're not really that far away. In fact, we're not far at all. And it's got me rethinking our plans here. Whoops. Why would we live somewhere that's just not as cool as this when we could always live here? I mean, kinda sick. I'm honestly thinking, and I kinda wish these hills were just a little bit bigger like they are like there. Like if that was here, oh boy. Hey, there's some coal there. And a bunch of chickens that just seem to enjoy the water. But if we come back over here, you kind of get this view of this little hill. But it doesn't need to be a hill. What if this was a base? And this was kind of more of the backdrop. My hand's in the way. You can get rid of the, you know, your bar, but then your hand stays. I don't know why you'd ever need that. But it's available if you do. That's kind of fun. But I think I'm going to look around a little bit because I think there's a lot of opportunity for some really cool living situations here. And a really nice part about this is that there are absolute loads of these green trees down here. Like to the point where, even though I can't figure out how to make them renewable, I always just deforest. Then again, I do want to try if just growing oak saplings in this biome is all we need. Because that would be kind of clutch. There's a lot of them though. They do stretch. I mean, they're clear over there. We will keep looking. Well, this is kind of exciting too. I wonder how deep this goes in here. We're lagging a bit. Or maybe this biome is dangerous for us as we destroy all the lily pads known to man. Oh, my boat's just gone. Why must you leave me? I do like the endless amounts of mud, because I don't know if we can craft mud. I assume you could. And there's something quite easy with dirt. How far does this go back? Because if we could carve this out into a true river... you know what? It's not looking as cool as I thought it would be. Kind of just a forest back there. There's this big old valley. Thought it was going to be like a fjord though, and I'm slightly disappointed in it. That would have been really, really cool. And I think like a dead giveaway for where I was going to live. But we might go back to where we were last clip. I think it's important to kind of see... Oh, pumpkins! Shiny things. But I think it's important to scout around for a base and then really consider if it's where you want to sit down, start up for real, because we might be there for a long time. This is interesting. This outcropping here into like a little bit of a area below. See the old time lava texture? I love that. Oh, it makes me so happy. What doesn't make me happy is the lag. It kind of feels like we are walking to the Farlands. I remember watching all of Kurt J. Mac videos back in the day about him traveling out there, and you know how glitchy it got every step he took further and further away? Yeah, this is kind of what this feels like, and I don't know if it's my computer or what, but we might have to settle down and stop generating new chunks, because my computer does not like this, and I don't know why. There are endless amounts of green trees here. I wonder if you can cut the bark. That could be really interesting. So I think that green color is a log. Might be something to that. Stripped oak log. Oh, it's getting dark. Oh no, we don't have a bed or anything. We can't just make a bed. Oh no. Should have thought I should have been more prepared. We might just chill in the boat for a while. I don't think we have to worry about anything out there. Wow, this is just a wasteland kind of. On one hand, it's a great spot for a big city. On the other hand, man, you have to commit. You're just kind of out here. I feel like this is where you get surrounded by mobs and you just get picked apart by 30 skeletons. Alright, it's definitely pitch black, but can you guys see what's going on here? There's fireflies. Mojang was too scared to add these, but Better Than Adventure just did it. That's kind of cool. Can't see anything, so I do apologize for that, but this might be where we pull up for the night. Ah, there's a spider. This is gonna be really interesting gameplay here. I have to pick up the torch. Oh, that one didn't even produce light for a second. That's a skeleton. Oh my goodness. Is this how it ends? Is this how it ends? No, please. Pumpkin, save me. Ah! Yeah, we're safe for now. Got a wall of pumpkins. Knew they would be good for something. One thing I've always noticed myself gravitating towards, and this has been something I've always done, maybe not always evident, but I make sure that any build I have has at least one view where it has kind of its money shot. So in this case, I think it'll be coming up kind of over this hill, and potentially there's a second where you arrive by boat. We kind of clear this out, but either way, I think it's owed to whatever construction you're undertaking is to make it have its own moment where it's kind of able to be expressed in its full ability. And I think finding area like this certainly helps. Of course, you don't have to necessarily have high hills and mountains around a build when you're constructing it, but I do think it helps. Seems almost like really obvious, but I do think there's something to that. Sure helps some thumbnails. I'm not saying that's the best reason to do it, but you know, when you have like friends per se come to tour a build in a world, it's always enjoyable when you can sell them on your whole project with one brief moment. I hope this is it. I hope this is good enough. I think it could be, especially if we use the landscape well here. I think a view from there is good. I think a view from down there could be good with this in the backdrop. And I think even if we expand our kind of operations into that zone a little bit, like we kind of arc around here, I think this is a really good view as well. Especially, I think if that big tree goes. Typically, I don't remove big trees. I think there's a lot of character. But I think in a situation like this, kind of minimizes the situation going on right here. Whereas I think getting rid of this, but still having some form of scale up and along it, I think gives this a much better emphasis than it currently has. So that might be something we consider doing. But I do think this is our new place. I think there's enough going on in and around here that we can make do. Check out this generation behind the hill that we're currently digging into. I came around to see if there was a way I could get on top of it. And then I realized the whole thing is just about hollow. I want to get a closer look. Do I have my boat on me? I do. Okay, that was definitely not faster. Let's kind of progress this way. Grab our torches here. This could be something really, really interesting. Ah! That's immediately not good. Okay. No, please! Okay, well. I tried pleading with him. Did not work. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm stuck. This is so dangerous. Why is it so dangerous? I say that as I'm trying to get into the darkest place on the map currently. I mean, that's a giant area. You can't see any of it. Can I do something with these pumpkins? I can just carve it. What? What? That's not in the game. It's a really cool area, and I really like what we have here. This feels more like in the cave update. But it's also... Oh, this skeleton... Is this a skeleton? This spider has no eyes. Or not the big red ones, at least. I kinda like this guy. Didn't have to kill him. Oh, there's the red eyes. Hey. Now I can't see. He's dead. Oh, I'm almost dead. Okay, I can't see anything in here. This seems awfully dangerous. Alright, so I've done a little bit of experimenting with mud because I wanted to see exactly what it was used for, and I think I understand mud a bit better than I previously did. So here we have just 4 unwatered farmland blocks, nothing too special about it. Thing is, when originally I planted, this was a mud and that was a mud. Oh, and it falls, which is awesome. But beside the point. So I had hoed these, and they became this, you know, hydrated farmland. But over time, it went away. Suggests now if I break this, yep, we just get dirt. We do not get mud any longer, even though mud was originally placed there. However, this, of course, will still be retrieved as mud. But that is not due to the fact that it was originally a mud block placed. That has to do with the fact it was hydrated. Which, if we just put a couple of these down, and maybe actually a couple that we will use for food. Ignore that. See this one now. Okay, this is interesting. Sometimes it chooses to be hydrated, and other times it does not. I don't know why. Okay, either way, we see this one as hydrated, and if we take this, we have 22 mud in. Now have 23. So, mud is renewable simply by taking dirt and throwing it next to any body of water for it to become hydrated, and you will retrieve mud that way. But on the other hand, if you have mud and it's hoed, and it dries out due to the lack of a water source, it will turn back into dirt. So you're able to go between the two blocks. I think it's kind of interesting. So we are really getting into the swing of things now. I am currently chopping down some trees out front of our soon-to-be home. And stop ever so slightly here. You'll see that I've begun to dig out a little bit of a hobbit hole, a little bit of a day one cave home. And I guess this is more like day 2. Welcome to the home. As you can tell, quite a place to be. Off to the right here, we have a bed and a window that looks out into this view, which I really like. No window. That's okay, we don't need glass. Down below is our mine shaft that leads all the way to bedrock, which we will be going down there in a second. But we also have this absolutely full chest room. And this probably looks a little strange, because it is. And you're probably questioning a lot of things going on in here, but however better than Adventure does their chest placement, I don't know, but it seems that you can create a number of different chests depending on the color wood that you have. So these are obviously pink, green, and then this is the typical. But the chests also take up a full block, which I'm trying to remember if that was the way in beta. I want to say they were full blocks at one point, and then that got changed. But I thought that was an earlier change than this mod is currently playing in, so I don't know. But I do like the fact you can place them next to each other. I do like the fact that they give the ability to kind of alternate the wood texture between them. I don't know if we'll ever find a use for this, and I'll probably end up changing one of these to the other. That way it's just a solid chest all the way through. But if you ever need 2 different colored chests, you can do it. It's in the game. I don't know why you'd want that, but you can. And I think the most exciting part is the fact that there is not an opening above them. They are placed straight into the ceiling, and sure enough, you can still access them. So that's pretty exciting stuff. As you can see, we were picking up a lot of cobblestone, which is good. But we've also found some basalt. Basalt is down here in our mine, which we can go look at here in a second. But we certainly need to make ourselves an iron pickaxe. And it's not for the basalt, but it's for potentially something even more important. We want to focus on the rotary calendar, actually. And that, we get ourselves some redstone here, which I haven't mined yet, but there we go, there's some. Of course, no experience points, but not a problem. I think it's almost more interesting to just see all these fall out with nothing else. This is the basalt, by the way, which I am inferring there's got to be some lava around here somewhere, which would be cool, but that's not the focus. One thing I want to look at before we wrap up today's episode is getting a rotary calendar, because I believe it's actually a pretty simple recipe. So basically like you're making a compass, but wood on the outside, and we have ourselves the rotary calendar. And this is important, because if you now look in the top left, it's summer. There are seasons in Better Than Adventure, and I don't know how difficult they are. I don't know to what extent we need to worry, but we will worry when this no longer says summer. Right now we're having a good time, but when it gets fall, oof, there's a saying, we might be saying here ever so soon. It's interesting having both the compass and the rotary calendar on myself right now, because looking in the top left I can see my coordinates, the direction I'm facing, and the season. I think it's really, really cool. And I think it'll be very interesting when I'm able to get myself a clock made out of gold here, which I have not found any gold yet. I'm sure we will soon enough, mining down at such low Y elevation. But I think that's something that'll come up in the future. And I do wonder if it's something like Terraria where you have the opportunity to combine these into one single object. I don't know. But this is where I'm going to wrap up today's episode. I'm going to do a little bit of mining. If it hits fall, I'm just going to quit. I don't want to play too far into the seasons, because I understand that it would be best if everyone gets to experience all of those with me. So we're going to aim to do that. And I think that's going to be about that. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, telling me what you'd like to see next. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.